As I drive down the roads between bee yards mostly, I'm doing a constant inventory in my head of all the flowers that are available within the ditches and down the tree rows, you know, sometimes within the farmers' fields, within their mistakes. Just areas where there's a little bit of natural growth, just a little bit of natural flowering. All these flowers together, they kind of provide nourishment for my hives. So I'm doing constant inventory, just is there enough flower source, is there enough nutrition to keep my hives going after the main flow? Is there enough there to provide surplus? Is there anything there at all that I have to move the hives away because it's actually like a living desert now? There's nothing growing. So I'm always watching, I'm always looking. It's like a constant tally. This bee yard here, I've shown this earlier in the year. It's beside a little piece of, like a run, a waterway, a place that can't be farmed. I showed you earlier of the trees in bloom, full of pollen, and how my bees were actively foraging on these trees, providing nourishment for the hives. I just want to point out, as you can see, in this little piece, it's probably a 1/4 acre of land, the diversity of flowers within this little spot. I think Carrie calls that Joe Pye weed. And then we have some goldenrod down there, south thistles, just, you know, a little bit of clover, just a whole bunch of diversity. And my bees are all over these flowers. This is, you know, a 1/4 acre, 1/2 acre, whatever it is. It has provided, this little piece of land here has provided nourishment for insects, for my honeybees, all through the season. This is what I'm on about. Little places like this, little places where the natural world's allowed to grow and just provide a little bit of diversity. Just provide some food for our honeybees, for the native pollinators, for our insects, for nature, just to be able to provide some refuge. This little piece of land here to the farmer, like I put my farming hat on, I look at this little piece of land and it looks like a waste to me. I don't see any value here. And the first thing I'm thinking about is how can I drain this, how can I farm it? But I put my beekeeper hat on and I look at this little parcel of land and I see tremendous value here. Just the growth, the diversity, just the prosperity in this little 1/4 acre of land. I, as a beekeeper, see value in this property because I extract value out of it directly. And as little pieces of property like this, as little places, as around the edges, this is what we need. We need to promote this. We need to allow nature to grow and establish itself and provide value to beekeepers, provide nourishment to the native natural insects that need to live, and just to provide a place for plants to thrive. Society needs to provide a function that represents value to the landowners to be able to sustain these little pockets of land. In my eye, these little natural places directly translate into my livelihood. And we need to relate these little natural places within our countryside to directly represent value to the landowners.